Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Abled and Disabled, the podcast where we explore realities of disability, chronic illness, and everything in between. Today's episode, we are diving into a condition that often flies under the radar: Addison's disease. It's one of those illnesses that's rare, but for people who have it, it can be life-changing. Let's start with the basics. Addison disease is a rare disorder where the adrenal glands don't produce enough cortisol and sometimes aldosterone. I hope I'm saying that right. Probably not, but you know. Am I saying that right? Okay. So your body's natural stress hormones are missing in action. And when that happens, everything from your blood pressure to your energy levels to how your body processes salts and sugar gets thrown off. The adrenal glands are these tiny little things that sit on top of your kidneys, but don't be fooled by their size. Without them working properly, even basic little life functions become a struggle. Some people describe it like living with a dead battery. You wake up exhausted, stay exhausted, and even the smallest stress like a cold or a late night can knock your whole system out of whack. Signs, symptoms, and diagnosis. So what does Addison's disease actually look like? The symptoms can creep in slowly. That's part of what makes it so dangerous. We're talking chronic fatigue, muscle weakness, low blood pressure, weight loss, darkening of the skin, even salt cravings. And let's not forget the mental side. Anxiety, irritability, and depression are all common, but often misdiagnosed as separate issues. A lot of people bounce between doctors for years before getting a proper diagnosis. The condition is confirmed with a blood test, checking cortisol and ACTH levels, and sometimes an ACTH stimulation test. That's a fancy way of saying, let's see if your adrenal glands can actually respond when we poke them. Crisis mode. There's also something called Addison's crisis, and it's a medical emergency. This is when cortisol levels drop so low that the body can't cope with stress, like an infection, surgery, or even just skipping medication. Symptoms: nausea, vomiting, low blood pressure, fainting, confusion. If untreated, it can lead to coma or even death. It's serious. People with Addison's usually carry emergency injection kits, kind of like an EpiPen, but for cortisol. Living with Addison's disease. So what's life like with Addison's disease? Daily hormone replacement therapy is essential. Usually hydrocortisone or pre-adoso for cortisol, and fluorocortisone, I can't even say these things, if aldosterone is low too. The trick is learning how to stress dose. Adjusting meds during illness or high stress times. It takes time, trial, and sometimes a little panic. But people can live full lives with the right treatment and planning. Addison doesn't have to stop you from working, traveling, or being active. effective. It just requires more awareness and care. When you ask someone with Addison's disease what it feels like, they often say it feels like the flu that never goes away. It kind of reminds me of that time when you went to the hospital when we were taking NDEP. Because your blood pressure went down really low, and then you weren't eating properly. Were you drinking properly? You were even nauseous, weren't you? And they didn't know what was happening. And then, your doctor said, take more of this medication that almost killed you. But then I said no, because I googled that shit. And it's it doesn't interact well with your other medications. So I'm she should have checked that. But did doctors just check anything? Yeah, it didn't go well with your epilepsy medication.
Epilepsy.
You passed out a lot. So yeah. The hospital didn't even know what was happening.
Yes, you know that it is really bad when the ambulance officers are do not fall asleep.
Yeah, they kept on saying don't fall asleep. Don't close your eyes. Stay awake. Which is not fun. And then they did so many tests. Then they asked the doctor that actually prescribed you the NDEP what they should do, and she turned around and said, tell her to take more. Tell her to take 2 a day instead of 1 a day. I'm which could have killed you, or was it more than that? Take 4 a day, 3 a day. And I'm I'm pretty sure that's gonna kill you. And it would have killed you. So it just shows if you're not sure about a medication a specialist has given you, talk to your GP, because usually they can talk to pharmacists and stuff and figure out what doesn't mix well with other things. But you don't take that meds anymore. I threw those medications away. I'm you're not taking this anymore. And then we told your GP, and was oh, she's not taking it anymore. I threw it away already. And she's good.
But Ellen, please do not freak out.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. That was 3 years ago. 3 years ago? Yeah. Haven't taken it since. Yeah, I was just reading that saying that reminds me of the time when Sev had to go to hospital. It's kind of like that, I guess.
I can't remember anything.
Yeah, you don't remember anything when you were taking that medication. It was NDEP, right? NDEP, yeah. So, Addison's may be rare, but it's real and treatable. The key is awareness, both from patients and the people around them. If you've been struggling with mystery fatigue, dizziness, or weird cravings for salty snacks, this might be a condition worth checking out. And if you're living with Addison's, know you're not alone. There's a whole community out there that gets it. Thanks for watching to another episode of Abled and Disabled. If you like this episode, leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Follow us on our social media. We'll see you all in the next video. Any final thoughts that you can think of? No? Just stay pink and yellow. Stay pink and yellow. Bye.